All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling a topic that shapes every decision we make: psychology. Yeah, it's not just about the mind. It's the foundation of how we think, act, and interact. You guys sent in a fascinating article from the American Psychological Association called The Science Behind Human Behavior. And we're excited to break it down. Everyone's wondering, why do we think the way we do? Especially as our understanding of the brain evolves faster than ever. Psychology is right at the heart of this transformation. And here's the thing, this isn't just theory. Experts predict that by 2030, advances in psychology will reshape everything from mental health to artificial intelligence. That's a massive shift. Major research institutions like Harvard and Stanford estimate that our knowledge of human cognition is doubling every decade. But what's driving this transformation? One of the biggest factors, neuroscience. It's more advanced and accessible than ever. Think about this. Brain imaging technology has improved by 300% in resolution, and AI-driven behavioral studies have increased tenfold. That means we can understand decision-making, emotions, and even subconscious biases like never before. Psychologists call this cognitive mapping. Interesting, right? It's not just about what we do, it's about why we do it. That's a huge advantage for individuals and businesses alike. Companies can design better workplaces, and people can improve their decision-making based on real psychological insights. That's a game changer. And beyond personal benefits, entire industries are shifting. Mental health awareness is skyrocketing, changing how we approach therapy and self-improvement. And workers are reporting higher job satisfaction when psychological principles are applied to workplace culture. Lower burnout rates. And get this, companies that invest in psychological well-being see up to 25% higher productivity. Think about why. Better stress management, more meaningful work, increased emotional intelligence. That's huge. But it's not all positive. Psychology has its challenges too. Some companies are using psychological principles for manipulation, whether in marketing, social media, or even workplace policies. And even with all our understanding, mental health struggles remain a major issue. So what's the right balance? Ethical application, or something deeper? Well, context matters. Cognitive biases, they influence everything from political beliefs to shopping habits. The illusion of free will, it's more complicated than we think. And then there's the mental health side. Anxiety and depression rates are rising, even in an era of greater awareness. Over 75% of people report struggling with stress at least once a week. So even positive discoveries have unintended consequences. The real question: will we adapt to use psychology responsibly? Companies are developing new strategies to improve mental well-being and decision-making. But will psychology benefit everyone equally? That's a big question. Some people have access to therapy and self-help resources. Others, they struggle with stigma and limited mental health care. And here, where inequality kicks in. Studies show that access to psychological insights benefits wealthier, more educated individuals the most. And that gap, it's growing. Meanwhile, misinformation about psychology is spreading. Pop psychology trends often distort real science. And that affects public understanding and policy decisions. So psychology is creating winners and losers in society. Some areas are thriving as knowledge expands. Others, they're left behind. And let's talk ethics. Understanding human behavior means power that can be used for good or for manipulation. Studies estimate that unethical psychological tactics influence millions of purchasing decisions every day. But there's a catch. Awareness is rising, and people are pushing for more ethical guidelines in psychology-based industries. It's all about balance. And here's a wild stat. People make roughly 35,000 decisions per day, most of them subconsciously influenced by psychological factors. That's a staggering amount of hidden decision-making every single day. This isn't just about therapy. It's a fundamental shift in how we understand human nature. About 60% of global organizations now use behavioral psychology to shape policies and user experiences. That's billions of people affected. And it's transforming industries. Businesses are designing products based on behavioral insights. Governments are using psychology to influence public policy. And AI is learning from human cognition to improve decision-making models. Psychology isn't just about individuals. It's about shaping society. More effective education, now possible. More meaningful social interactions, absolutely. But there's a flip side. Not everyone has equal psychological resilience. People with strong emotional intelligence, they thrive. But for others, psychological stressors are overwhelming. And let's not forget privacy concerns. How do we regulate psychological data used by companies and AI? Ethical guidelines haven't caught up. Two realities are emerging. One society is benefiting from psychological insights. Another being subtly manipulated without realizing it. And then there's misinformation. Some self-help trends are backed by science. Others pure pseudoscience. This field is evolving rapidly. And it's far from settled. But here's the real question. Can we use psychology to enhance human potential? Can we balance ethical concerns, mental health, and decision-making? That's the challenge. Psychology's story is still unfolding. And we're here to explore it. What do you think? Is psychology leading us toward a better future, or are we playing with fire? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.